In case you're wondering, I'm literally using a bucket with an egg crate to hold my phone up because that's all I got. Sorry.
This part I chop up and give to my chickens.
I went ahead and quickly spiralized 2 zucchinis, so one's for Sissy and one's for me. And I just got this little veggetti thing, I think that's how you say it, from Walmart for $3. And it's got a thick and a thin side, so it depends on how you like your noodles. I actually like the thicker side, and we save these come out the other end, and I put those in there as well. But I'm going to be actually showing you this recipe as if it was one person eating it, and then you can always multiply it by however many people you're feeding. I'm going to put 1.5 tablespoons of cut up butter down inside of this pan. And there you go, just down in the bottom. It doesn't have to be softened, it can be straight out of the fridge. And now I'm going to use my scale and weigh out 124 grams of this from my bowl. And then the rest of it will go into my daughter's. She has her own, I got these like little individual pans that we cook in. That way I can keep my macros on point. 125 grams on there. So that's gonna go down inside of this pan for my dish. And during this process, you want to be thawing out some, you can either use chicken breast or you can use bone-in chicken. If you buy the bone-in chicken, do not remove the skin. Leave it on there. Got that butter down in there, got the noodles on top, and now in this bowl I've melted another 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and that way I can stretch this to go a little bit further because I don't like using a lot of sauces because they are carby. So I always, double them up with the butter, and this is 2 carbs and 0 fiber for 1/4 cup, and that's what we're going to use is 1/4 cup to pour over top of the noodles. Alright, hope you can see this. Gonna put my little 1/4 measuring cup and show you how I do this. That makes this cheese last a long time too. I keep it in the refrigerator, but if my husband's eating that night, he'll normally finish off the jar. Whoa, stop. And then I just dump it into the butter. Use my little spatula to get as much of it out as I can. Now, I guess you could also put the bowl onto a scale and weigh out the 61 grams, which is a 1/4 cup, if you wanted to. But this is just how I do it. And the spatula normally pretty much gets it all out of here, so I don't waste anything. And there's not the accidental problem of it coming out of the jar too fast if you were just setting the bowl on the scale. Just mix it around in that butter. Like I said, I do this with my ketchup. I do this with barbecue sauces. I even do this with ranch because all those are basically like processed carbs. And if you're going to have them, because let's face it, we all like to have sauces sometimes. It goes, if it just stretches it, use butter, stretch it a little bit further because I think butter helps the flavor and everything and make it last a little bit longer. Now I'm going to pour this right over top of the noodles. The lid back on this. I need to wipe the rim off of that before I put it back in there. Just do that real quick because that's going to drive me bonkers. Let me see if y'all can see this part. Can you see that part? Yeah, there we go. Just pour it over the noodles. It's not difficult. Most of this stuff I just come up with out of my head because I probably would have cooked it with regular noodles back in the day. Now I use these. We sometimes get those tofu noodles. We use those sometimes, but since I've discovered the flavor of zucchini and the fact that it can help my potassium levels and it's not very carby, then I would rather use vegetables as my noodles than tofu. Or the miracle noodles. You could get those too. I've preheated the oven to 425, and when I use boneless, skinless chicken in the recipe, you don't have to do this part, but I am using chicken thighs with the skin on, so I kind of want to crisp the skin up just a little bit. That's coconut oil melting in a small cast iron. I'm just going to leave it in there until it gets a little crispy brown on that skin. flip it once, and then I'm going to put it on top of the zoodles and put it into the oven. Once you got it crispy, you just put it over here in the pan, add your seasonings like salt and pepper and whatnot, and then we are going to stick this bad boy right into the oven. And I like to cook mine for 45 minutes. And there you have it. 45 minutes later, I checked them with a thermometer, and they are done. And I'm going to let these cool and sit and rest for a minute because you can see they're still boiling. But I'm going to be honest with you, we'll probably eat it right out of this. I'm not even going to transfer it to a plate and dirty another. I'm not.
Yeah.
Just eat it right out of there. All right.
Dishes.
Bye.